Kris Boyd slams the fake outrage. Kris Boyd trying to get himself relevant the day before a Celtic Sevco game. We'll talk about how in a minute. We'll talk about a few key players that'll make the game tomorrow. But the first news we want to talk about is Ange Postecoglou and Fox Sport have said that the lack of passion in football has Australian manager Postecoglou pleased that he's in charge of Celtic. Now stick around for this story because it's a good one. Ange Postecoglou went on to say, coming here was it just felt right for me, Ange Postecoglou said. Whilst my passion for this football club can't be matched, the passion and investment for our supporters, I have been very invested in this sport. It's been my obsession my whole life. As football, he has loved it. It has given him a very good life, from relationships to the life he has led. Everything has been born from the fact that his obsession and passion for the game. He says, he went on to say, the Celtic manager, I have an understanding it is something that I love so much. I know how our supporters feel about this football club, so it is really easy for me to relate to. In many senses, I was craving this my whole early life journey, particularly in Australia. There was one thing that was missing. I had a lot of success, but there's one thing with sharing it with like-minded folk. That wasn't the same. The level for the passion for football in Australia just is not the same as what he had. Postecoglou said he's been a massive hit with Celtic supporters, guiding them to the Premiership last season. He says he's well on his way to leading Celtic to successive Scottish titles and victory on Monday morning's game. Yep, Monday morning, it will be Monday morning in Australia when the Celtic fans in Australia get up to watch the game. So hats off to the fans down in Australia that will be getting up right and early, and I know a few guys from Ireland, so chop if you're watching this, have a good morning. He says, I think he's done a really, Ange Postecoglou said, he'd done a very good job in Australia, but he wanted to get in and make himself a better coach to get to a bigger league and a better league and bigger clubs. Talking about bigger clubs, the Rangers manager says that more British coaches have to learn a second language to grow abroad. He wants to be a successful coach himself, said Beale, just like Ange Postecoglou, Sir Bobby Robson and Terry Venables, who have all managed abroad, who all spoke English. But you have to say though, Bobby Robson and Venables did work in Spain and they did have to learn a level of Spanish. Ange Postecoglou has been growing up in Australia, so he speaks English. So on that note, we'll just leave that where it is at that moment. Celtic players that are going to make a massive difference this weekend, I think, will be Cameron Carter-Vickers. Cameron Carter-Vickers is one of the best, if not the best, central defender in Scotland at this current time. Obviously came after his arrival from Tottenham. He's actually been a rock at the back of the defence for Celtic, and I think he'll be inspirational this weekend. Also, another player that I think will be that always loves playing at Hampden and loves the big stages for Celtic is Callum McGregor. I think our new leader has fitted into Scott Brown's role really well, and he was always going to be, in my eyes, he was always going to be the next Celtic captain. I said for years, going to games, I always thought that McGregor would be the next captain after Scott Brown left. On Sunday will be no different. Callum McGregor will be at the heart of midfield and he'll be doing the dirty work just like Scott Brown used to do, and I think he'll stamp his authority on the game with Rio Hatate, Aaron Moy and Matt O'Reilly round about him. I think the Sevco will really struggle. Another player, the third player I think that will dominate, and I'm going to say that, I'm going to say Kyogo. I think Kyogo is actually going to murder them. I think he's, since he went off against St Mirren, I think he's just been in cold storage, and this is one of the games where, you know, you want Kyogo to just come out there and he's going to do it. You can just feel it. He's going to do it. He has a love for our club and our fans, and he doesn't want to go anywhere either. I think it'll be a fantastic game for him also. So tell me in the comments, do you have any pre-match nerves about the game? Do you have any pre-match things that you do on a regular basis, be there before you go to Hampden or before we play the Sevco? Mine used to be to watch the weather, and it used to be to check the weather. If it was raining in Glasgow, we would usually lose, but that has been proven to not happen anymore. So on that note, have a great Saturday. Get ready for the game tomorrow. Tomorrow you need to watch the video, because after the game tomorrow I will be doing a morning video, but after the game we're coming live from the Hoops Bar in Guardamar. Yes, we're trying a different Celtic pub tomorrow at the Hoops Bar. I've been to the Hoops Bar before. It's a fantastic little Celtic pub, a real good Celtic pub run by Celtic people, and it's fantastic. So we'll be there after the game tomorrow for live commentary after the Celtic Sevco game. On that note, have a great day, Celtic fans all around the world.
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up, roll up.